Okay guys, I'm at the event by BMW called Next Gen, right? So it is at the heart of KL, right in front of Mandarin Oriental. If you want to come over this weekend, just come over here, or you can go to BMW's website to register it, and then you can come in here because this is where they launch the iX3, the i4 and the iX this round. Alright, later on I'll go look at the cars in detail, but here I am standing in front of the brand new electric X3. Now this is exciting because the EVs that were launched here, the Kona EV or the Teslas and all that, they are not full SUV EV. I foresee this will be rather popular because most EVs that we have now, they are either smaller cars or they are high performance EVs like Taycan and all that. But as an everyday car that is highly usable, the iX3 would prove to be a very good one. Alright, now this is of course built on the platform of the X3. Exterior wise, there are no discerning body panels that are different apart from the bumper. Bumper is of course injection molding, right? So it's very easy to do variations of it. All the bits and pieces in front are technically useless for an EV because EV doesn't need to breathe. Alright, so they will close up all the holes as much as possible to smoothen out airflow. Of course, there's the sensors in front, which is in place in the kiddie grille given the space available, but it is at the base of the bumper. Now wheels wise, these are very modern design wheels. Diamond cut, yes. Dual tone, yes. But a gloss black and a clean cut surfaces on the silver looking parts. Very nice. I mean, modern cars, they're all like that. I mean, not my personal taste, but yeah. The blue bits, of course, BMW laser light and the blue tinges around. The styling in front is of course to show that there is a difference. What I'm curious would be under the hood. You know, I would like to check it out if there's any surprises there that, you know, making it more you see, on that i4 is completely covered up, right? So I want to know how's the placement of all that. Of course we can find out all this information online. You can see pictures online. These cars have been around, and obviously we'll be able to see what are the details, right? Minister Azmin Ali is over there with the BMW people, so they are, you know, they're around there checking out the car first. All right, later on I'll go and look into the cars front and back. Oh, the tail lamps are very different, very 3D, very nice. Anyway, I'll go around nearer later on. I think this will be the one that will catch everybody's attention the most, right? Because the i4 and the iX3 both are 4 Series and X3 platforms that were developed for ICE and then adopted into EV, right? I can see underneath the plastic panel is actually empty underneath. This one, however, is fully built from the ground up to be an electric SUV or a sports SUV, or maybe BMW likes to call them SAVs or something, right? Look at the front grille. It almost looks as though the little triangular patterns were printed and designed to look 3D. You know, I can see the white bits and the grey bits doesn't move as I move. So I'm curious to touch it. I really want to touch it. See? So internally, there isn't like a... Basically, it's smooth on the outside. There's a camera module over there, the radar modules, you know, and you can see the styling of the grille actually extends below the opening. Pretty unique take. And this large bit here is of course again for stylistic purposes. Alright, the headlamp cluster is very different. Look at the daytime running lights. There are 2 physical pits up there, and then The laser projectors behind. There's a tiny laser projector here. I don't know what is that. Right, and it uses a clamshell cover design, so there isn't like an opening line. But I can see that. You can see the kidney grille on top, the two little flares that goes up, and then housing the BMW logo in the middle. Right, now like this. If I come to the side, this is not a small car, right? The wheelbase of this is huge. The front has a chopped off kind of look, and there is that short front and rear overhang thing to it, which is rather BMW. And if you look at from the front axle, you know, that's the firewall, right? It looks pretty near, but from front axle all the way to the B pillar is massive, right? It is huge. Inside we can see the hanging floating screen that, you know, that goes all over the center console to the driver's side, and then towards the rear there's a kink at the back there. I think we've all seen the pictures of this car on the internet, you know, we're all quite familiar with how it looks already. Okay, as for the door handles, as you can see, it's an electric release inside there. So it's hollowed out instead of like a flat flush door handle. Likewise that of the i4 over there. Pretty unique. And then at the back here there is a gloss black plastic that shows the iX moniker over there. I can already see a little bit of scratches over there. So gloss black plastic attracts, you know, little swirl marks easily. The paint is very nice, metallic of course, and you can choose your color. Now the back is a lot more appealing. I was hoping the front to be as clean as the back. You know, just one clean line running across, and then there's a little bit suggestion of the BMW L motif at the back here, as you can see. Very nice. Alright, so what's the size of this? I would say it feels like a lower riding X5 size vehicle. Okay, it's certainly bigger than the X3. Okay, so there's a 40, but there's no I. That's the interesting bit. X-Drive 40. Oh, this cover is huge. It's huge. Twice the footprint of my palm. And I have a palm that can hold a basketball. Alright, inside of course, it's very, very nice. Alright, frameless doors. This is a bit excessive, but it's cool. Crystal buttons for you to adjust your seats and all that. How does it feel? I bet it feels great, huh? That is very exclusive. Very nicely finished. Familiar switch gears over here. And the seats, very sporty up here, and then very family roundish here. I bet it's comfortable. It's not the type where, you know, you sink in and with a lot of shapes that hold you and all that, because it's not a sports car. Then down here you can see it's completely flat across, so give a very unique experience. Wireless charger over here, two USB-C ports, cup holders, and then up here the lovely crystal knob that controls the iDrive and the gear. So all these are, even the start-stop is crystal. That's really nice. Took a page out of Volvo and made it nice, very glitter. Okay, there's a panoramic roof up there, and in terms of performance figures and all that, I bet you all can find from the internet. Alright, the back here again, a flat floor. Alright, armrest over here. No surprises. Nice dual climate control zone, USB-C ports nicely integrated. you know, that's for the iPad connector, I believe. So in terms of space, of course, it's spacious. It is spacious. Right, the seat angle, there's cushion over here as well. I like that. So your seat actually extends all the way to the side. That's very nice. And to open the doors, it's over here, the button release to open the door. Harman Kardon speakers, B-pillar aircon vents. Isofix over there. Good family car. Button to release. Oh, I want to show you guys this. Look at this whole part. Look at that. This is BMW's proprietary mass production carbon. Right? This is not metal. This is not something that they put here to garnish. This is actually advanced composite materials that are being used on this car. Very nice. Very tough. Feels extremely solid. So these are all the results of BMW's years and years of investment. Remember the 7 Series with the carbon core, right? And then with the i8, with the i3, they stepped forth and created mass-produced carbon fiber parts, production line, systems to develop all this. And this is the end result of BMW's persistence in actually investing in advanced composites and lowering the cost of producing advanced composites, and that's the end result. Alright, look at the boot. Interesting, the supposed tonneau cover, 2-piece. So it's not like a standard tonneau cover that you pull. So this is to cover it up, very nicely finished. And then at the back here, there's a solid cover. The hook over here, released for the seats. And then this one you have the accessories and a hidden compartment down here. Very nice. But the standard boot isn't that big. Here again you can see the material that was used for the car. And of course this is a duplication of the rear tail lamps because of regulations in a lot of countries mandated that a rear illumination must be present at all times. So when you open the boot lid, the lights cannot just go up and there's no illumination over here. It will be in violation of a lot of countries' regulations. Alright? Over here we have the i4, which is based off the 4 Series. So I'm not going to focus on the interior that much because it's going to be the same as the 3 Series, albeit the facelifted 3 Series is rumored to have that large screen over here. I think a lot of G20 owners would be delighted to know that this will be there. Not in their current one, but probably in the next one that's gonna go through the facelift. And this is essentially not a 4 Series, it is essentially a 4GC if I may say, because frameless doors, 4-door, and a flush handle. Oh, very solid. Very solid. Oh, very tight space. This space is reminiscent of that of the Taycan. Actually, the Taycan is actually pretty tight. Alright? So, the tail lamps. We've seen enough pictures of this. And here's of course the electric version. Interesting. The camera is just integrated into the BMW logo. The boot space is alright. It's not as big as, you know, previously the 3GT or even the A5 Sportback, but it's rather deep. So it's pretty deep. Most hatchbacks are not that deep. Alright, most liftbacks are not that deep. So you get the accessories over here, and yeah, again the same split parcel design to give you boot space, give you accessibility, and also covering it up for privacy purposes. I like the power struts that are hidden in there. That's a nice construction method. Over here everything is familiar. if you are a 3 Series or 4 Series owner, that no surprises there. This is interesting. As an electric car, there shouldn't be anything underneath, right? So I bet this is the part where probably the Taycan fares better, in the fact that they actually have a proper compartment, but this one is not. This is just a one-piece cover that covers the auxiliaries, the, you know, some stuffs you need to do with your car, water and all that. Okay, so I've seen some questions that ask me, oh, electric cars, will the maintenance be higher? No, maintenance will be extremely low for electric cars because there aren't many components to service. The fact that our current engines that burns petrol or diesel ICE engines, right, they have a lot of belts, they have a lot of parts, thousands and thousands of parts. All these are replaced with a simple battery and electric motor. All right, so maintenance will be very, very low for electric cars. All right, I don't think there's any differences in the interior of the iX3. So as you can see, there's a dual digital screen, speedo, and the center cluster, iDrive. Everything is very familiar, just the same. This, I bet, would be for the range that looks the most like your petrol equivalent. All right, so yep, as we all know that now the Malaysian government has announced a zero tax incentive for EVs. I hope this will spur the growth of EVs, and obviously local assemble if could. Even though Malaysia is very, very, very late to the game, I hope we have, you know, with our semiconductor industries and all that, we could progress up the value chain of this industry. All right, so yep, that's the iX3, that's the i4, that's the iX. Just want to say something about BMW with the drive to spur alternative energy. BMW is very, very, very early. You know, even 10 years ago, they have launched the active hybrids, right? They took the steps, and they took the risks and took the bite. Right, the active hybrid 5, active hybrid 3, I don't know whether there's a 7, maybe there is, and then the i8 supercar with a 1.5 litre 3-port engine with an electric drivetrain, you know, and then the i3, and then they were very early in brake energy recuperation. They were very early in a lot of modern technologies that we've seen in cars these days. All right, the integration of your sat-nav with the SOS function, with your iDrive system, all these were spearheaded by BMW. They were the first one to have all this. BMW Connected Drive, you know, having an app that controls your car with various functions and all that. All these actually came from BMW. So happy to see them push forward this, and happy to see the full range just boom at once in Malaysia. So if you want to check all these out, come to this next gen event here opposite of Mandarin Oriental. Just register yourself online and you can come in here and check all these out. And these are all the partners that, you know, like Sunway, X Farms, they do something that is look at this vertical farm. You know, this is like home sustainable farming, and I bet that garment maker uses some you know, yeah, uses bamboo, right, for their apparels. And then there's Siemens, Samsung, and all that. Charge Now, they're all here. You know, that has a correlation, except Glenfiddich, of course. Alright, that's it. See ya, guys.